Okay, so just a quick version of how to make multiple spawn points in Create a Park. These can be used for challenge maps or whatever, basically wherever you have a punji pit or an out of bounds or anything like that. Well, I guess whatever, punji pit. The punji pit will spawn the player in the closest spawn to wherever the punji pit is. To do this, all you have to do is create an object. Okay, we'll make another one. Okay, and then pick it up and move it over a spawn point and hit triangle to delete it. Then it's very important this part, place the object. Do not press circle to back out. You have to place the object and then rewind and the spawn point will reappear. And then after that, you have to save and quit. And then you go to the park again, but instead of editing the park, you select play park, and then you return, select play park, load up the park, spawn into the level, and then end the game and go back to edit mode. When you return to edit mode, you'll have your original spawn point, whichever one it is, and then when you pick that up and move it, there will be another spawn point underneath it. And the way you know which one is your original spawn point, when you put an object inside of these, that's the one. Okay, the one that turns red like that, that's how you know that's the original spawn point. Okay, nothing? That one. So, I've already done this. Just gone through the loading part because it's time consuming and not great for video. So here you can see I select and I move, and there is now a new spawn point there. Okay. So this can be done, as much as you want, and that's, yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna upload this just like this, and then I'm also going to continue on from here, make a longer version. Okay, so this can also be used to do various other things. There are issues with this when it comes to making your park. There's a lot of little things that you need to know when you're doing these because they can make it impossible to test. If you look at what happens when you have multiple spawn points and you try to edit, you will get into this, and that is a huge pain in the ass. So the way that you deal with this is you simply just go and pick up an object and delete everything. Okay, delete, 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 delete. You can leave one. If there's only one, then you're fine. Okay, so you have just one, and then remember, place the object, do not go back. If you go back, when you rewind, you won't get the spawns back. So place the object, and now we can test normally. Okay, just like it normally would be, and now we'll go back to edit, and we will rewind all those spawn points back into place. Okay, and then just to show you what happens, if you delete and then back out, so we'll pick it up, and we will delete, and then I will press circle to go back instead of placing the object. Okay, circle, and then when I rewind, it does not return. The game does not remember that there was ever a spawn point there. Okay. This can also be used to do other little tricks, to do little things. So let's say we want to put two lights very close to each other. Let's go, what is it, props, and we want street light A. Okay, so obviously they're too close to each other. I pick it up, I go over it, and you want it in the crosshair, so the item has to be highlighted directly by the crosshair. Press triangle, place the object, rewind. Now I have two lights that should not be able to be this close to each other. You can do this with anything that has those like boundary orbs. So you can have, a bunch of pedestrians all kind of stuck inside of each other, whatever, and multiple lights, stuff like that. You could also have, I guess multiple spawns maybe, but that's kind of pointless. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna load in a park that kind of has a couple examples of how this works in a practical sense. Oh, the dog's So we're just gonna quit because I don't want to save any of this anyways. There are a few things that you need to remember. So, nothing like... Now I can't remember what the hell the things are though. Let's see, which one was I doing it on? I think it was this autosave. Oh no, it was this one. Yeah. Okay, so we'll play this part. So usually the way it works is the first time you load into a map, the first spawn point will be the one that you load into. And then every time you retry the level or reload the level, it's going to load you into a random spawn point. It doesn't seem to go in any particular order. It just kind of puts you at a random spawn point every single time. But the very first time you load in, this is the correct spot that I'm supposed to be in, okay? And so this is just a little basic challenge map that I set up to kind of show you a practical use for this. So, there's a punji pit you have to get across, and then at the other end there is another punji pit that's closer to the spawn for the next area. So if I fall in this punji pit, I'll respawn at the closest spawn, which is this one, the starting spawn. And if I get to the end, to the goal essentially, then I will respawn at the second level. This isn't perfect. I didn't spend a lot of time on this, so there's, some fuck ups, whatever, but this is just kind of show how the theory. Oh, so this, yeah, so that's one of the fuck ups. This is actually the second level. That part of the punji pit is too close to the second spawn. It's closer to the second spawn than it is to the first spawn, and I'll show you in the editor after what that looks like. And just so, again, same deal, obviously in reverse. Okay, so let's see if we can just do this properly. Yay. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to continue. I'm just going to continue on, hopefully. Oh, maybe not. Whatever. Okay, I'll just do it the easy way. I should have made this video when I made this map. Oh my god. I forget how a lot of things are supposed to go down. Yes. No. Fucking long ass punji pit. Nope. Whatever. Maybe I should have done this part last. There we go. Okay, so that's the correct spawn. Uh-oh. Oh, little trickery to get past that part. Okay, and then we're at the next. So this is the third level outside. And this was something else I was working on that I thought was funny. And oh, it shot me over. I didn't think that would work, but it actually worked. Okay, last time it shot me backwards. Anyways, yeah. So that's kind of just an idea of how it works. I made it all in a single cube just because I was trying to make it quickly. But obviously with the right layout, you won't have those same issues. Yeah, so this is a respawn point for the main room, I think, that I set up. And yeah, so that's kind of that. And we're just gonna quit. And we'll quit. I think that might be everything, at least everything I can remember for now. I was still messing with it a bit. You can do stuff like you can delete the original spawn, and then if you keep that deleted, then you'll know which one is the new original, whatever, new main spawn or primary spawn once you do the thing that I showed you earlier, where you take an object and you float it through a spawn point, and if you see the red grid, then you know that is now your new starting point, technically. In theory, I believe that's how it's supposed to work. Yeah. So yeah, that's just kind of, just got a quick look at this stuff. Right, so you have your main spawn. It's your first spawn, first room. And then you have your goal at the end of the room, which takes you up to, this is the second spawn up here. And then again, and this one is your goal at the end of this room, which takes you to the third spawn. Okay. So yeah, that's it for now. Oh, and look at this weird object I made. Anyways, do with it what you will. Okay, bye.